It's in my mouth. What's this? Trying to look good here, man. Wednesday. No, it is. Yeah, it is Wednesday. It's funny how times fly when you're having fun. I love the sound of the birds that I'm listening to. I remember when this time of the day I'm usually in the office. But now, for some reason, things are actually different. Let me see this. So, right about now, right about now, I'm just moving with the clouds, meditating. I've actually had the opportunity to run at every wee hours of the day. Middle of the night, midnight, late in the night, early in the morning, you name it. So today is all about silence, really. And just letting gravity pull me. There is power in doing push-ups during your yoga session. That film will open your chakras, whatever you want to call it. As a matter of fact, when you started to do push-ups before you get into your yoga pose, you truly started to understand breathing into the body and how you could stretch it gently. And I mean gently, it'll blow you away. Once your spine begins to open up, you started to feel the connection of your spine with your brain. Once you begin to open up your spine, you start to feel the connections in your fingers everywhere. It's like that energy. And once you begin to do those push-ups in your yoga, you started to realize your whole spine, everything is curled up on it, just like a tree root. You know, the root of a tree? That's exactly how it is, but because we never stretch it out. All right. Because we never stretch it out, we never fully know, or shall I say, understand the body. That is, yeah. Because I've been saying I want to get back into sitting in the lotus pose again. And that thing requires a lot of hard work. And now the running becomes very meditative, where you have to feel everything, your whole body, landing your feet, and at the same time relaxing your whole entire brain. And this just sounds so funny, but the truth is you can do that. Relax your whole body while you're moving in the running posture. And what that does, it takes away all the stress that you put in your whole body that gets you real tired. Then gravity will take place. And that's how you become superhuman in running. Like, it's really amazing. But I'm gonna keep talking about it because now 26 miles is like, let's just go. It's just meditation. Everything is meditation. mindfulness, relaxing the body at all costs, relaxing the spine. Everything is meditation. And the whole thing with being in the moment, it's like, wow, can you imagine being in the moment at all times? Because every second of our lives is an opportunity to be in the moment, but we never get to do that. And I begin to think that, wow, this is really amazing how every second, every day, we live in our body. We get closer to that destination. But yeah, we worry about, and I just started to think about a lot of things that, wow, this is just amazing how this thing works. And I think through isolation and a lot of time on my feet, I begin to see things differently. Isolation gives clarity. Yeah, that's my house. I'm claiming that that's my new house. Isolation gives clarity. Yeah, that's why I'm claiming it. But that's weird. I feel that energy. That's my new house. Watch. Isolation gives clarity. Through my isolation and just moving my body, I have learned to see a lot of funny things to life. There's so many things that is so funny about lives, that there's more funny events in life than the miseries. The only thing is we concentrate so much on the bad stuff, so we think it outweighs the good ones. A lot of people are just really, really convinced that the world is a cruel place, yada, yada, yada. See, look at those leaves. They're not doing nothing to nobody. They just turn green. Look at that. And when it's time for them, they disappear. So, in true essence of it all, the only thing that's really, really messed up in our world is the mind. So for many to think that, oh, yeah, this is a cruel world, this is a cruel place, it sounds really good when you live in fear. But the absolutely reality of it, most of the things that transpires in this world comes from the mind. We have Mother Nature, who does her things, which you all know of. But the mind is more of a destructiveness than we realize. And that's why it's if we truly want to change the world, we got to first change our own mindset. That's what it is. And that mindset can be reprogrammed. And the reprogramming, oh, how you doing, dog? Look at that. And the reprogramming of the brain requires, I'm going to keep saying it, right into it. Right into the brain. How you doing? I'm alright, thank you. Have a good day. Right into the brain. If you want to ask any questions, right to the brain, and the brain will tell you what you need to know. The only thing about the brain is you gotta write to it for a long time. The brain is not gonna speak to you after just 1 week. When you write into your brain, it will not speak to you after 2 months. When you continue to write to your brain, it will not speak to you after 3 months. And I'm talking about every day, every single day, writing. And your prayers, you write your prayers down and say it to your brain. And sometimes after 6 months, you'll be amazed. The thing about writing to yourself is it is so hard that you wake up, you just feel irritated. You don't want to do that biscuit. Because you're like, what the biscuit is this? And that's your brain telling you how weak an individualist. It's really funny how we write papers. We write essays. Most of the time, our professors give us lectures to write about. And while we're writing it, they're probably on top of their girlfriends making love, and we staying up all night just to write. And isn't that amazing, that power? So you can imagine switching that power back and writing to your own brain by yourself to put in the hard work. If you want to get rid of any voice in your head and you don't know why it's coming, write to the brain, because that's where your God is. Right to the brain. If anything troubles you, that patient, hold on. Even when you feel that anxiety and anger, continue to write to the brain and you'll be really amazed. Write to the brain. It is the best prayer ever, because it means being honest to yourself. I'm not saying don't go and get some prayers, don't go and listen to anybody, but a lot of times when things are troubling us and we have to go and see someone, sometimes it's because we do not want to face that reality by ourselves. But when you write to yourself, write to your brain, every single organ in our body is a living entity. And this is not a book that I've read. I use it every single day. I kid you not. It's funny how one day I just heard his voice and said, yeah, get up and run a marathon a day. And I'm like, man, what about my jobs? I just hear that voice, that, no, don't worry about that. So that's what I did. I just do it during the daytime. You could kill your own self by writing to your body. Write to yourself. Hopefully the universe will allow me to keep on reminding people of this. Because every time I hear people talk about mental illness, yada, 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 this, have you ever thought about writing your emotion down and deal with it? And ask yourself, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel this anymore. Write down your most miserable, whatever you want to call it. Write it down in a piece of paper and you'll be amazed how that thing disappeared, because right then your higher self will take control and tell you what to do. Write to yourself. Write to yourself with your opposite hand. Get into the habit of writing to yourself with both hands. The most powerful prayer. Whatever you want to call it. You want to get rid of your drug habit, any habit in the world, you write it down and be honest about it. It'll disappear. Because once you write that thing down, you face it. Because right then, you started to tell yourself the advice you would give to somebody. Write to yourself. The manipulation teaching, we gotta come together and stop it. Write to yourself. You wanna ask who God is, higher self, write to your brain. It is right there. Because you know what? You are that God. Write to yourself for 6 months. It's funny how people can't even do it. They're so afraid. Get a piece of paper. Start writing with your opposite hand to your whole body. Speak to it. Don't we ever think we pray to all these entity names that we've never seen? But write and pray to you. Write to yourself. Let me slow down. I gotta keep going. Write to yourself. We always talk about consciousness, awakening, but you gotta write to yourself. Write to yourself. Write to your brain. In every single part of your body, there is a God. Anyways, let me go ahead with this 26 miles today. Man, I think I'm on marathon number 50. And it's all about the spiritual aspect of it. As you can see, I'm doing it during the daytime. Once upon a time, I used to be what they call a walker, where you go and do things for people. And don't get me wrong, bills have to get paid, but there comes a time we gotta seek that spiritual entity. I see so many people leave. We just leave. There's so much to this life that we realize. Right to yourself. Right to yourself. Well, and we keep it moving on this beautiful Wednesday. Normally I have a job today, but nothing. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this 26 mile. And I love you. Right to yourself.